together. Make it. Push together those pecs.
Yeah.
Welcome to How Is This Fake, everybody.
Yeah. How is this fake? The official podcast of DreamSlam Wrestling.
DreamSlam Wrestling.
No DreamSlam content on today's episode other than talking about how we are the official podcast of DreamSlam Wrestling. If you don't know, that's a local independent wrestling promotion out here in Southern California. We've interviewed a bunch of their people. We're going to keep on doing it. And
We are going to blow up ourselves and DreamSlam in a good way.
physically and in terms of traffic.
Yep.
But yeah, today is our weekly, talking about the biggest things that
This
happen.
week in professional wrestling.
Yeah, it's wrestling, bitch.
Yeah.
It's Britney, bitch.
You know why?
Bad bitches love wrestling. There you go. I thought you were going to say because it's 20 years since The Office started or ended. One of them. No,
Started. It has to be started.
Started. No.
The original Office or the
American one?
The good one.
Do you like the original one or the American one better?
Ricky Gervais is just not funny.
Okay, cool.
And
I was going to say, I can see you being a person who likes, like a snob who likes the UK one.
Let me preference this with I love UK television. I watch their dramas. I never really got into Doctor Who, though I appreciate Doctor Who. The In-Betweeners is one of the most underrated comedy series ever. I am a big fan of UK television, just not the UK Office.
Okay.
I even like the UK version of Ghosts and the American version of Ghosts. If you've never seen Ghost, great show, Paramount Plus, where you will not find
Ghost
any
Whisperer
wrestling
with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Ooh, Jennifer Love Hewitt. I do like me some Jennifer Love Hewitt. Do you watch 911?
No, but I need to because I saw a clip. Angela Bassett's in that, right?
Angela Bassett. Yeah, it's the same dude, Ryan Murphy. He's the same guy that does American Horror Story. It's so good, dude.
I saw a little piece of Angela Bassett like crying to what looked like her mom or something, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Well, last week was a really cryy episode. I am excited to. I cried. It was a rough week in television last week between 911 and The Last of Us.
And good transition.
And
kind
professional
of a
wrestling.
rough week. Yeah, I was gonna say kind of a rough week for wrestling. The stink of WrestleMania, I think, is over, but we're not out of the funk yet. Monday Night Raw was not as good as last week by leaps and bounds. It was not as good.
It was not. But let's should we start off on so AEW Dynamite was not great last week.
Oh yeah, see, there's all these other wrestling shows that happen in between, and
Dynamite
totally
was not good last week. But we've had wrestling really the last 4 days, right? Because we're filming this on Monday, even though we're releasing it on Tuesday. We're filming it on Monday. We had SmackDown on Friday. Collision was decent. Rebellion from TNA was yesterday, which what's it called? Which was in California.
Friend of the podcast, Laura, was there. I'm going to give her a little shout out.
And then we had Monday Night Raw tonight. But SmackDown, should we start at SmackDown and just work our way to Raw?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, everyone's talking about that TLC match.
So, dude, I know we talked about it. Did you end up seeing the clips of the TLC match?
I saw the clips. I saw the homage.
It was a travesty. A travesty that we did not have this match on WrestleMania. And it was even to the point where Wade Barrett had to say on commentary, listen, These guys should have been on WrestleMania, and they're pissed off that they're not. So this is going to be a good match. I'm pissed off that they weren't on WrestleMania because I was looking forward to this match. We've talked about what I thought this match. I thought it was going to be a fatal four way. Honestly, I thought that the Yes Boys, Pretty Deadly, they were going to be
Yeah.
in this match too. But the fact that this match was not on the WrestleMania card was ridiculous. It was such a phenomenal match to the point where I didn't even care who won. I know the Street Profits won, but I didn't even care who won because of how great the match was. It's one of my favorite TLC matches I think I've ever watched.
Really?
Yeah, one of my favorite TLC matches I've ever watched, despite the fact that Tommaso Ciampa being able to do as much as he did in that match without even a beard. What? And then you have Montez Ford beats up Johnny Gargano with the dude's leg.
Classic.
You had the homage to the spear from the TLC match, right? I mean, we could call it the
Right.
TLC match. Um Amazing match. Highlight of the week of professional wrestling, and I'm even counting that as last week's Monday Night Raw. Was amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'll say this. Raw last week was good. I think SmackDown was better.
Really? Okay.
I do. Because you had that, and we'll end on the big backlash match when I'm done talking about SmackDown because two other crazy things happened. I mean, you had a impromptu match between Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton, which though wasn't the best match that either of them have had. Their
Yeah.
names are just so big that how could you like not be excited about that match?
That could be a WrestleMania match in like 4 or 5
Easily,
years.
easily. Um, Faxium is officially part of the SmackDown roster. It seems
Oh
like
no, they're not Faxium. They're Fraxium.
Braxium. That's right.
When did that change? When did that happen?
Um, I don't know.
I thought it was a
I don't
typo
know.
on the ticker, and then on commentary, I heard him say Fraxium.
I always thought it. You know what? It could have. I mean, now I feel like I'm living in a Mandela effect because I don't know which one it even was at this point.
Dude, that's got to be a trip.
Um,
Unless I'm
we
being dumb.
no, I don't know. I'm excited. I like those guys. We'll see what happens. I think them and Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are gonna have an amazing match.
Oh yeah.
Um, Speaking of amazing matches that are probably gonna come out of SmackDown, Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, Chef's Kiss. I'm
Oh,
excited for that.
I hope it's
Um,
stiff.
yeah. Not to
I hope they lay
mention,
it in.
not to mention the It looks like we're getting Aleister Black is back
Fuck yeah, dude. That
with the
entrance was
music
sick.
until they Def Rebel it, and we don't. But Aleister Black is back. Looks like him and the Miz are gonna feud. Actually, but you know what would make more sense, which I want to see more.
Let me guess, because maybe it's what I'm thinking. Alistair Black and Karrion Cross.
No,
Oh.
but I do like that. And I think we could get there eventually. But I want to see Aleister Black and Carmella Hayes before I see anything else. I want Aleister Black's first match to be with Carmelo Hayes because I think that's going to be good. First match back, I should say.
Any particular reason?
I just think they're going to put on a phenomenal match.
Okay. All right.
And I liked that. Though I liked Rusev's return on Raw last week. I don't know, something about the essence and presence of Aleister Black in WWE is so cool, and I like the fact that I can call him Aleister Black again, even though he's been Malachi Black for the last 4 years, and I keep calling him Aleister Black. Um, I also like the fact that he came out right after, though I don't like the outcome of the match. He came out right after his wife Zelina Vega dethroned the president, Chelsea Green. She's been impeached.
Ah.
Um, But I don't know. It's election season in Canada, so
There's there's
maybe
so
we have a
much I
chance
want
to
to
get her
say.
back. Um,
So much I want to say.
but that was the gist of SmackDown outside of the big news, buddy. What do we got coming at Backlash? What is the main event of Backlash?
Gunther and Pat McAfee.
Probably.
It's actually shaping up to be a pretty big card. I didn't realize it was so fast after WrestleMania, but it's in the name Backlash, so I'm glad
I
it's
think
happening sooner
I
rather
think
than
it's
later.
only like that because of how late they had WrestleMania this year.
It was pretty late. It was a late WrestleMania for sure. But you got Logan Paul, Jey Uso, which
You
I
you're
honestly,
missing the big one, buddy, from SmackDown.
oh,
I'm cutting you
Randy
off.
Orton and John Cena.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I know, but
20.
I'm so it hurts, bro.
Well, John Cena wins,
Exactly.
but this is their 21st main event together in over 20 years. I don't know how to feel about that, but I'm also excited about it.
I was watching a little bit of WWE was streaming the best of John Cena, Randy Orton on YouTube all day today, and I had it on for at least an hour, just in the background. I wasn't even watching it. I just needed to, support it.
Yeah, that's great. I'm a fan of it. I'm
So
excited.
we got Jey Uso, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, John Cena, Becky
And
Lyra,
and then Gunther and Pat McAfee so far.
Luther Pat. By the way, speaking of Becky and Lyra knocked her babyface promo out of the park tonight, I
On
thought.
Raw. Yeah, let's talk
Yes.
Raw. So she she did good. The bird lady soared.
Yeah, she did. She was flying with the Eagles.
There you go. This is the clip we gotta cut. The bird lady soaring. Lyra Valkyria knocking it out of the park with her promo on Monday Night Raw. I
I didn't
want to
know you
see
knew
her beat
sign
Becky.
language, but
Is
you
that
want her
what?
to
I don't know.
beat
I
Becky?
don't know sign language. I want her to beat Becky,
Yeah. No,
but
Becky's.
I don't think she does. I don't think she does, but I want her to.
I
I
think
also
she does
wanted to
with.
come
I
out.
think she does with Bailey's help.
Well, I wanted to come out that one of two things, right? I want either Bailey to have taken herself out so that her sister four horse. I don't know. That's stupid. Never mind. I don't want that. I'm thinking about it. It's a dumb idea, but I do. I don't know. Somehow Becky Lynch has to be tied to Bailey being taken out, right?
Well, didn't she say that she did it in the beginning of a
If
promo
she did, I
today?
missed it.
She said the jury's out or in or whatever the fuck she said. I think she said it was her that did it, and that's why people started booing. And then she
Oh,
said, "Don't boo me because Bailey's been a bitch for this many years." Blah blah blah. But I thought Lyra, who I think we've talked about before on the show, she hardly talks. We don't really hear her that much. And I think going up against Becky Lynch, a heel Becky Lynch, which is usually what people don't like Becky's, you know what I mean? Like people cheer Becky when she's a babyface because it's just hard
yeah.
not to like her. But today, Lyra, I think when she said I'm going to be a better person than you because and I'm already a better wrestler. Ooh, okay, bird lady, I see you
I will
laying
say
on those eggs.
on Raw, every segment and every match with the women killed it. Though I did not like
Yeah,
this episode of Raw. I did like every single thing that had to do with the women in there. Um,
dude,
I mean, so
Rhea, and Roxanne, dude, that was a hell of a match.
yeah,
That was awesome.
and
And then
having the EO come, like I'm excited for Roxanne and Julia versus Rhea and EO.
fuck yeah, no, that'll be awesome.
Um, Highlight match of the night though for me, Stephanie Vacuer and Ivy Nile.
Really?
I shouldn't say I like it. I love the fact that in NXT they made such a big deal about Julia and Stephanie Vacuer coming over to sign with WWE. And the
Yeah.
fact that they're fast tracking them, in comparison to other people that have been in NXT for years, fast
Yeah.
tracking them to the main roster because they're that good excites me. And I'm excited to see these two women who are phenomenal wrestlers and what they could do because you think about it, right? You think about the the length of a career of I hate to say it, the length of a career of a women wrestler compared to a men's wrestler. They go through a lot quicker. They're gone a lot quicker. We don't have many years left with Becky, Charlotte, and Bailey, who ultimately and even Nia Jax are women that are in the top of the women's division that have been around for a long time. Naomi's up there too. We don't have many years left with them. So the fact that we are starting at such right now with Roxanne Perez shooting her right out of the gate, setting Julia up there, Stephanie Vacuer, and you even look at the future of the women's division in NXT with Sol Ruca. You got Zarya, you got Cora Jade, who's like early 20s too. Um, Not to mention Jada Parker. So many women that could be coming up soon as they start to shift out.
Yeah.
Um, and so that seeing Stephanie Vacuer in this match and the fact that her and Julia were on the main roster were the only things that got me excited on Monday Night Raw. And
Well,
you could
and
clip that, and that's not going to sound good, but it also could sound great.
no, no. I was just thinking because you were sitting here, talking about how, great the women's division is and how they're fast tracking all these really because there's so much talent and they're bringing in new people. But then I'm thinking about, like you said, all the people that are still there. Like Charlotte and Tiffany had what you know we didn't know up until CM Punk and Paul Heyman were in the ring and we found out it was going to be the main event. We thought, well, is Tiffany and Charlotte going to be because Charlotte was a Royal Rumble winner? But so we have that. But then look at Natalia going to NWA, going to
Yeah.
Bloodsport, and she's someone who's been around even longer than Charlotte and Becky, and so it's just yeah, dude, the women's division is nuts, and I was thinking though during the Ivy Nile and Stephanie Vacuer match that I don't. I just wish Ivy Nile wasn't getting the shaft so much lately, but I feel like she is.
It's because of the faction that she's in.
And it's the faction that she's in, and I don't want to say it's just everyone else is better, but there can only be so many people on top.
Yeah. And you know what? You know what's crazy? Thinking about it too. Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha Banks only made their main roster debut like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So think about where Tiffany Stratton's going to be in 10 years at 26 years old, where at 20 years old or 21 years old, where Roxanne's going to be. I mean, Stephanie Vacuer is 32.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. It's just that's exciting. And then you got the rest of the crap that happened on Raw. I can care less about Jey Uso and Logan Paul. You want to make me not interested in a match, not interested in a championship? Let Logan Paul challenge for it.
Well, Jay will keep it.
I know, but Logan Paul. Here's the thing about Logan Paul. I don't I don't know him as a person, but from what his online persona is, I'm not a fan of him. But I'm also not a fan of his in-ring work is phenomenal. One of the best in-ring performers in WWE today. He bores me because he just plays a douche.
He just plays himself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. His character is boring. I could care less about the match between him and Jey Uso because, quite frankly, I know Jey Uso is going to win, and I don't know if Jey Uso could really keep up in the ring with Logan Paul.
Ooh. Well, hey, maybe Jay will slow him down a little bit. AJ Styles certainly did, I think,
Yeah,
because I felt like that match was dragging,
that's true.
but that's just my opinion.
What else happened on Sami Zayn?
Okay, can
Uh,
we talk about this whole Seth
yeah,
Rollins thing?
it's
First of all, we
stupid.
have a faction name, The Vision. Commentary didn't say it, but they repeated it enough to
Yeah,
where, okay, so this is called The Vision. I'm going to start off with the good news or the plus. Seth Rollins' outfit tonight,
fire.
fucking amazing.
Yeah,
That peacock peacoat and that satin, I don't know if it was a unitard or what, but oh my God.
I
I wish
liked
I
it.
could pull it off. Okay, now the
It
bad.
was very like Czar-esque.
And it looked so good, especially when Braun was taking Sammy out at the end on the side of the ring,
Yeah,
and Seth was just standing there with his arms in front of him. That's what you got to do. You got to be the Godfather. Is if you have the
true.
muscle of Braun Strowman. First of all, I know Seth Rollins can talk. He can hold his own on the mic. He's visionary. He's got this, a catchphrase. He's over with the woes. But what is Paul Heyman doing there? Give Paul Heyman the fucking microphone and stand there and be the god. If okay, I'm saying be the Godfather, but then he really would be like a Roman Reigns copy. But I kind of want that. I want
Yeah,
Seth Rollins to be like I want Seth Rollins to be the final boss, since that apparently is never going to be a thing again. Anyways, I said a lot there. That was a
I don't
lot.
know. You're sorry, and I'm listening. I was just looking up.
Seth Rollins outfit.
No, I wanted to. I did the other thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to make sure I was right. But yeah, I don't know. That part bored me
And
too.
the Sammy thing, that felt forced. Seth, I was sitting there both times Seth was talking to Sammy. I was like, you fucking said that 20 times already. We get it. Stop
Yeah,
saying he has a choice to make. Stop saying I don't want to do this, Sammy. We're friends. We go back. He literally spent like 4 minutes repeating the same three sentences.
yeah. I don't know. The writing on that whole thing was could have been better. Coming from
So,
I know what I'm talking about. Okay, I have a degree in writing. That was not good.
okay.
Um, what I wanted to talk about, which I'm excited. Two things before we move on to the other wrestling shows of the weekend. Um, the line that Pat McAfee delivered, SmackDown's version of Adam Pearce, get out here. I don't know that had me. I was dying. I thought that was hysterical. That made me laugh really hard. The other thing I'm excited about, um, you know, listeners know by now, I'm a movie guy, and women's wrestler of the year of last year and probably this year, Liv Morgan. She's leaving. She's taking a hiatus. She's gonna go film a movie. Now she does have one acting credit that I know of. She got killed by Chucky in the Chucky season 2 premiere of the television show on Sci-Fi. But spoilers if you haven't seen that yet. But I am excited to see what Liv Morgan is doing in Hollywood. I mean, it seems to be really real that she is going to film a movie, and this is a big situation for her that she's gonna go Hollywood. Now, I don't think it's gonna be one of those Enoch films, but I do, but I do think that it is going to be something big for her, and I hope it is because I would like to see her strive outside. She's just so good. I would like to see her strive somewhere, and I'd really like to see her strive in like a horror movie setting.
Yeah, she's that horror movie like hot girl, like 100%.
Hmm.
I was telling Morgan when they were in there with Dom talking to Nick Aldis about needing time off. It's like she just plays that part so well, like that snobby, like stuck up chick. Like I don't know, and her laugh. I know it's obnoxious, but it just she's just so good at being like a bad girl who A is like a thirst trap, but B is like a total bitch.
Yeah,
So yeah, dude, that's I didn't know she died by Chucky. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
go check that out. Was
it's
it
awesome. The
a
Chucky
good
show was awesome. I hope they renew it. I know they got canceled, but somebody should pick it up.
was it a good kill? Was it
Yeah.
just classic stabbing, little strangulation?
No, yeah, classic stabbing, but it was good. She
Okay.
did good. Um, so let's move on to Collision on Saturday night. And I want to preface it with this. This is what I'm going to clip this part and I'm going to post it everywhere.
Clip it, buddy.
Dear AEW, we are the How Is This Fake podcast. We are an up and coming podcast, but people will be talking about us. And a big step to that is going to be AEW allowing us to be part of the press conference media scrum after Double or Nothing, already located in Phoenix. Okay, we're here. We want to be a part of the media scrum. This is our request, pure request to Tony Khan and the AEW gods that be. Let the How Is This Fake podcast be featured on the AEW media scrum, because we want to be there. We want to be.
Hell yeah.
We will be at Double or Nothing. I will have my How Is This Fake shirt on, and I want to be part of the media scrum. This is our request. With that being said, let's talk. Collision was great this week. I'm not even just saying that. Collision was really, really good this week. I liked
Hold
it.
on. Hold on. Hold on. You need a media pass?
We need a media pass.
Give them passes. Give them passes. Okay, that's all you're getting. That's all
All
you're
right,
getting.
thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's talk Collision. The wrestling was awesome on Collision in general. I mean, the match, the card was insane. You had it started off with Blake Chris. I don't know. Did you watch Collision? It's
No,
Saturday.
I
I know
didn't.
it's yeah. You had a busy Saturday. Um,
Had a baby shower.
yeah. That's okay, man. Because I'm gonna tell you everything that happened right now.
Yeah, no, that's why I listen to the podcast.
Uh, Swerve and Blake Christian, awesome match. Blake Christian is not talked about enough. He just isn't. He's so good. He's a former GCW champion.
Nice.
He used to be part of the 205 Live at one point too. Um, but they're really leaning in on this Swerve Strickland and Kenny Omega taking on the Young Bucks. And I wasn't really about it at first, but now I kind of want to see it because I want to see where it leads with Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland. And I want to see
Ooh,
if it
that would be
has anything
sick.
to, if anything happens with Hangman in between there.
That would be cool. I mean, you'd be taking me back to what is one of my top 10 favorite matches of all time.
Yeah, it's great. Um, Tony Storm, friend of the podcast, official friend of the podcast because we've met her and we've
Big
talked to
friend of
her.
the
If you don't know
podcast.
what we're talking about, check out the WrestleMania vlog. There's a picture of her in there. And check out her Instagrams because she's all over that too. She took on Queen Aminata. That was a good match. There's nothing that Tony Storm could do wrong in my mind. Absolutely nothing.
All right.
Max Caster with these open challenges. He's supposed to be a heel, but everybody's loving these open challenges, so I don't know. Took on Hologram. That was a great match too. I like Hologram. I wish that they would go in deeper with Hologram and Harley Cameron, but
Okay.
that's just me. I don't know where we're at on time, so I'm kind of going through this.
No, you're good. We got about 10 minutes.
Um, Top Flight and Crew, they had a very high flying match. I mean, it's everything you expected Top Flight to do, and mixed together with everything that Leo Rush strives at.
Okay.
Um, Now you had what I thought was kind of crazy. Another friend of the podcast, Megan Bain. We got to see
Big
her
friend of the
twice.
podcast.
Yeah, we got to see her twice. Hopefully she's listening, because we did give her a card to listen to us.
Heck
We got to
yeah.
see her twice over WrestleMania weekend.
Against
I
Bozilla. Keep an eye out for Bozilla, by the way.
Bozilla is insane,
Holy
dude.
shit. Anyways.
Um that's a match that hopefully the AEW reps were looking at.
Heck yeah.
Anyway, Anna Jay and Taylor Ganey fought each other. It was a quick match. Anna Jay won, but she was taken out by Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne. I don't know who they could have be teamed up with Anna Jay in this situation. Um, to fight Megan, but it seems like Megan Bayne and Anna Jay are going to be the next feud for them, and Penelope Ford's involved. We have the Ring of Honor World Championship on the line. Bandito defeated Dragalisto in it was a good match. I'm pretty sure Dragalisto. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't want to mess that up. I think that is Kalisto from that used to be in part of the Lucha
The
House
Lucha
Party,
House Party.
but I could be wrong there. I don't know. I just know that he's really good. I like it. I like the match. Bandito and Dragalisto.
Okay.
Um, Big
Did
Bill
Bandito
and
win?
Bandito won. He's still the
Okay.
champion. Big Bill and Brian Keith want to take on the Gates of Agony. Um, that's okay. I'm not too excited for that. But Roosh and AR Fox, that was an okay match too. What I really liked was the Paragon and FTR. Um, it was good. I what two of the greatest tag teams that are out there in AEW, two of the greatest tag teams that came out of NXT, put on a banger, and then Daniel Garcia came out, made the save. Overall, solid addition to Collision. What I
That
want
was
to talk
all
about,
on Collision.
all of that was Collision. What I want to say is that if I know Adam Copeland and Jay Rizzo are out there, are out there doing their plank,
Perfect plank.
perfect plank hype. They were on Fox News. They're all over the place. If we do not get Adam Copeland back at Double or Nothing, I just want to see him back. I
Dude,
miss him.
imagine we get media passes for Double or Nothing. And
I do.
you
That's all I can
go
think about.
and you get to sit and ask your hero a question representing your podcast.
If I got to ask Adam Copeland a question, that would be something that we would need to record. And I don't know if I could. I would cry.
Well, I so that's the same day as DreamSlam's next event, so you would have to go with Lexi, and I feel like that's probably best for like emotional support.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I'm ready for you to see me cry like that. I don't know if I'm ready for Adam Copeland to see me cry like that. But who knows? AEW, again, this is our plea. I'm going to clip the two things together. We want to be on the media scrum. Or better yet, we just want a media pass. We just want to go. I mean, I already have tickets. I already have tickets. I don't even need the tickets. I just want to be able to go backstage to the press conference.
And you know, so here's some. Now, I look. I just said I didn't watch Collision. I will be totally honest with the AEW people who decided to listen to this show, who have never listened to me talk about AEW before. I will always keep it real. There's been a lot about AEW that I haven't liked in quite a while. But that can all change if we get media passes. No, for real. I think it would be sick. It would be next to being the official podcast of DreamSlam Wrestling, especially so close together.
Yeah,
WrestleMania, DreamSlam, Double or Nothing
double or
Media Pass. I
nothing.
mean, come on. If I knew I
Anyway,
wasn't going to be on vacation at a beach house in Central California, I would say let's road trip to Texas for all in. But
I know.
if they
That sounds
offer
like
us
fun.
media passes for that, I will cancel my trip and we will road trip to Dallas.
You heard
I
it here
swore
first,
I
folks.
would never drive back to Texas because
But we could
it
go to
is,
Bucky's. I've never been to Bucky's.
bro, it's a fucking gas station. That is it. The fucking gas station.
All
Really
right.
nice restrooms. Lots of beef jerky, that kind of shit, but it's a fucking gas station.
That's
I'm sorry.
fair. All right, before we run out of time, Rebellion, TNA Rebellion was last night. Um, we had a phenomenal. I'm just gonna go through some of the phenomenal things that took place. That Ultimate X match was insane. High flying action. I don't know how Leon Slater's still alive. Moose retained because he was the largest dude in the entire match. You had Metaphor and Gigi Dublin and Tatum Paxley from NXT competing in a TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship match. They didn't win because Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance won, but still a good match. Sean freaking Waltman was
Yeah, I saw
featured
that.
in the 6-man tag team match. Came out. He gave the what's the X Factor. Um, it was awesome. That was good. Eric Young put on a good match. I think that the Santana and Mustafa Ali match is going to go underrated. Indy Hartwell
Sign with
new
TNA.
signed with TNA, which is good. Because I like her. I'm upset that WWE let her go. Now the next few matches were tough for me.
You got a minute and a half, buddy.
Masha Slamovich defeated a friend of the podcast, Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard was super cool when we met her at WrestleCon. Masha Slamovich pushed me out of the way. I'll leave it at that.
Check that
The
out in our
Hardys,
vlog.
yep, the Hardys lost to the Nemeth boys, and Joe Hendry beat Frankie Kazarian, Ethan Page, but got taken out by Trick Williams at the very end. It looks like we're getting Trick Williams and Joe Hendry for the TNA Championship. This is the How Is This Fake podcast. Follow us on all the socials. HITF pod. Boom.
Wow.
Hell of an episode, buddy.
Call your doctor if you have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. Yeah. All right, everyone. That was the How Is This Fake podcast. Keep on the lookout. Subscribe at HITF, POD, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify.